Hello everyone! It is your boy Void Kage and I am back with another video. I know it's been a long time since I've posted. I've been on a couple job interviews now that I'm basically graduating. So yeah, um, mostly I've been procrastinating a lot, but thanks for holding on. We're at 1,100 subs. I'm so glad to be at 1,000. Anyway, I will be releasing the 1K special soon. It's going to be a feature between me and one of my friends. You'll find out who when it comes. But for now, I'll be releasing 2 videos within this week, this being one of them. This is What If Deku Was Kurama. This would have been one of the what ifs that have been on my mind for a long time, so without further ado, let's get into it. As I lay here on the USJ grounds, I feel my body slipping away. I just managed to get Mr. Aizawa out of the way in getting Suyu and Mineta to grab him and get out of here, but I didn't take into consideration that my control over one fall wouldn't have helped me in that situation. The Nomu had hit me with a powerful attack directly to my skull, sending me flying into the wall. Damn it. I can feel my body giving out. I'm fading out of consciousness. Why? Why does it hurt? God, help me. I knew I could be a hero with All Might's quirk, but I should have seen the signs. All throughout my life I was judged for being quirkless, being useless. Even with the number one hero's quirk, I thought I could be something, but it looks like this is where it ends. Who said it had to end here? As Izuku found himself in a mindscape, him looking at a version of himself. But the noticeable features would be this Izuku would have crimson eyes, orange hair with black highlights. Who said it has to end? Wait, who are you? I am you. I am the real you. Our true name is Kurama. We were reborn into this world because of our immense power. After our first host, Naruto Uzumaki, the first host we ever acknowledged, we died protecting him, and that was something I don't regret. But it seems that you had lost all of our memories, and now it's time for you to unlock it. Take control of our power and use it to defend everyone. As a couple of minutes would pass, All Might would have already arrived, but a difference in this timeline is All Might would be severely weaker than canon All Might, him getting cornered by the Nomu, as everyone would hear this blood-curdling roar, as they would see a energy being released from where Izuku was in the wall. But they wouldn't see Izuku. They would see something on all fours with 4 tails coming out of him. Him releasing the roar again and getting everyone's attention, even the Nomu. Out of instinct, the Nomu would immediately rush to this new source, but the 4 tails would immediately grab the Nomu, one of them rotating extremely fast, drilling through the Nomu, and one delivering a uppercut to the Nomu, sending it into the roof of the USJ. As what could only be described as a monster would release another roar. Everyone would be scared, but as far as they have seen, the monster seems to be fighting the Nomu. The Nomu would get back down from the roof, regenerating, and Shigaraki saying, "What is this? They're cheating! They're cheating! They're cheating! Nomu killed that thing!" But before the Nomu could react, 2 of the tails would turn into hands, grabbing onto the Nomu and slingshotting the monster, as we know it as Izuku, towards the Nomu, with Izuku delivering a flying dropkick to the Nomu, sending it into the wall. But then another tail would grab onto the Nomu, grabbing its leg and swinging it onto the floor, while turning his other 2 tails into a into claws and ripping through the Nomu, delivering massive blows while it does so, diminishing the Nomu's regeneration by quite a bit, but the Nomu's regeneration is still up to par. Now, as Izuku and the Nomu would have a animalistic fight, everyone would just watch on in awe, and All Might would get a chance to get a breather. Izuku wouldn't let up in his attacks, berating the Nomu with slashes, punches, and sometimes biting into the Nomu, ripping out its flesh. The Nomu would scream a blood-curdling scream as everyone could see the Nomu beginning to lose to this monster, as a fifth tail would slowly be growing out of the monster's back. But then the Nomu would get thrown into the wall, with the monster charging up something in its mouth. Everyone would feel this overwhelming power coming from the monster, as everyone would be extremely scared. What is that? What the hell? As All Might would tell everyone to get out of there. But by the time of him saying that, the monster would have swallowed the large density of energy, as it would start to swell. The monster would release the energy, destroying the Nomu, leaving no trace of the monster, and leaving a crater throughout the forest that was in the back of the USJ. Shigaraki would attempt to run at the monster, but Izuku would just turn his tail into a hand, swiping back at Shigaraki, hitting him into Kurogiri. But Kurogiri would easily recover and teleport away. Everyone would immediately see the monster turn back to them, but as it was about to attack, it would suddenly collapse, with it revealing to be Izuku under it, under the cloak that was dissipating from the monster, as they called it. All of Izuku's injuries, including his broken hand and his broken leg, would immediately heal up, with Izuku talking in his mindscape. So, wait, we're a tail beast? Yeah, we're a tail beast. We were created by the Sage of Six Paths in order to stop a other tail beast known as the Ten Tails from rampaging and destroying everything. We are a huge dense of chakra. We are the most powerful of all tail beasts. But we had to give up our lives to protect Naruto. As Kurama would show him all of his memories, but Izuku's demeanor wouldn't change. Izuku would still have his heart to become a hero, and Kurama would respect that, as he would stretch out his hand. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Wait, what do you mean? Now that you've unlocked your memories, I have no reason to be here. So, goodbye. Izuku would shake Kurama's hands and immediately waking up in the hospital. Izuku would talk to the doctors in the hospital, them telling him that he's fine, but his body has a huge amount of strain on it, so he would have to stay there for at least 3 days. Izuku would spend these 3 days doing light exercise and light cardio, but he would notice every day that more and more of his hair would start turning orange. One of his eyes would be a slight crimson, with the other eye slowly morphing into that color. But it wouldn't take that long. Now, as Izuku was released from the hospital, he would go home and his mom would be crying her eyes out. They would swear to think that the Midoriya apartment would be flooding by the rate of his mother's tears. Izuku managed to talk to her and explain why his hair was changing color, even though he told her that he doesn't know exactly. Young Midoriya. As All Might would say to Midoriya. Yes, All Might? What was that? I don't know. I met someone in my head. He told me he was me, and he told me a bit, but then he disappeared. I don't know much about it, but he told me to control it, to harness this power that I have. Well, at least you have awakened your quirk, it seems. I'm happy for you, young Midoriya. But remember, with great responsibility, your quirk comes with a price. We don't know what it is yet, but you'll have to figure it out on your own. This is something that I can't assist you with. As Izuku would understand. Now, Izuku would get to school on the last day of their break, with Class 1A bombarding Izuku with a lot of questions. Hey, Izuku, what was that power? Yeah, what was that, dude? As Kirishima and Kaminari would tag team him. Hey, I don't know. Hey, why is your hair and eye color changed? Everyone would notice that Izuku's hair is now orange with black highlights, and his eyes are crimson red. I don't know. Everyone get to your seats. As we'd hear a Aizawa shout out to the class. Him still being in bandages. Mr. Aizawa, aren't you supposed to be resting? It's fine. All my injuries are almost healed and I'm perfectly fine to work as I please. Do you have a problem with that? As he would say it to Kaminari. No, no, sir. I don't have a problem. As Kaminari would be sweating bullets. Everyone would immediately notice that Aizawa is less cranky than usual, but they don't know why. Now, even though we already had an attack last week, the UA Sports Festival is coming up, and all of you need to train and get ready for it. Is that understood? Yes, sir, as everyone would shout out. Everyone would notice that Izuku's mannerisms has changed a bit. Izuku is more energetic, less than he normally is, and he mainly sleeps a lot in class, but he still manages to get the work done. Now this would be a couple weeks after they had came off of the break, so they only have like 3 weeks left to train for the UA Sports Festival. Izuku would be practicing with his Tail Beast Cloak, learning that he could only go up to 3 tails without losing control. Izuku would practice and practice, learning and unlocking more of his memories, learning things like the Shadow Clone Jutsu, Fireball Jutsu, Lightning Dragon, Water Dragon, and Earth Shrapnel Dragon. These are the jutsu that Izuku would mostly learn, because you have to remember that Kurama is a beast of chakra, so over the years he has picked up a lot of jutsu that he would be able to use. Izuku would be very nervous at the start of the sports festival, but he would suddenly snap out of it. Everyone would be introduced at the sports festival, with his class being pumped while he wasn't that excited at the moment. He had just put on all-nighter trying to go over his attacks, getting up to 3.5 tails before he would feel himself slipping. Now, can we get the Class A representative, Izuku Midoriya, to give us a speech? Izuku would be... No, I don't think it would be Izuku. Nah, it wouldn't be Izuku, it would be Bakugo. Basically, Bakugo would say the same amount of things that he would say in canon, and getting everyone angry, but Izuku didn't really care in this part. Now, as soon as the race would start, Todoroki would still manage to freeze everyone, but as soon as the ice touched Izuku, he would unleash his one-tail cloak, and proceed to blitz past Todoroki, running on all fours. And Izuku Midori of Class 1A manages to pass our Fire and Ice user, Todoroki. Todoroki would be extremely mad, but he would still run forward, managing to freeze to 0 points while Izuku just ran past him. Izuku would up the ante to 2 tails, and he would run past all of the robots with ease, getting to the cavern. Izuku would use his tails to swing off of the ropes that was hanging off of it, getting past that obstacle very quickly. Now, if you're wondering, Izuku has learned how to control One for All. He can go up to 20% at this point, because him amplifying himself with chakra and using One for All at the same time, he would be able to handle it very well. And because of him having to use chakra control, he would use that to learn full cowling a lot easier. Izuku would get past the minefield, getting first place, and that, unfortunately, is where we'll be ending the video. My brain is numb. I can't come up with anything else. If you guys don't like this one, I'll redo it. I'll start it over. Probably started from birth. If you guys don't like it, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I have another what if to do that I actually scripted. I didn't get to finish the script on this one. I ended up starting the script for this one with him from birth. But if you guys want him to stay at this point, or you want me to start it over from birth, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.